Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan, episode 149.
149.
149. I hope everybody enjoyed our last episode, the special from Shizuoka.
So did very well.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun there. And I just want to start talking about it because it's exciting.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's go right into it here. I should say that we're going to continue with the Exia today.
Yes,
But I'm just going to put him over here while I gesticulate.
Don't knock him over.
Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is Shizuoka. That was the big surprise for everybody that showed up. The new line. I guess they can't call it a grade. What do they call it? A category?
Would you call it 1/100 scale? Or would you just call it...
Well, we're going to have to call it what they call it, which is RE100 or RE100.
Okay.
It's Reborn 100.
So I assume that there was a 100 series before?
Well, that's what Master Grade is, right? And the no grade kits were also 1/100 scale.
Yeah, okay,
right?
okay.
But this new line we saw with the Nightingale seems to be moving away from that Master Grade type of thing and more towards the no grade HG style of build. Basically, you lack that inner frame.
So you would say a simplification?
To put it bluntly, yes. However, I think that this is a strategy for Bandai to produce larger, more obscure kits that they can't do in Master Grade because it would be very expensive to engineer frames.
Yeah,
for
I'm not
example,
saying it's a bad thing. I mean, if you want a big, beautiful kit quickly, I think it's a good idea.
And that's what they were promoting too. They said like you're going to get these high detail parts which assemble easily and quickly. That was kind of part of their promotion on their video and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, for people who are so used to Master Grade, it might feel simple, but it might be the only way you get yourself a Nightingale or, you know,
well, I know
Mark
everyone
III or...
knocks me for my enjoyment of mega size, but I think this is like middle ground. Like you can get a beautiful big kit, but it's not as simplistic as mega size.
Well, it's possible that Bandai learned from the mega size line that it's just not plausible, so
maybe
to say,
not
like
as popular.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like, is it just the size that sells it? And in some cases it is, because that build was really, really simple. Like you could get the same build in something this high.
2 or 3 hours, you had a huge kit.
It was done.
Perfect.
But maybe they wanted to scale it down a little bit, make it look a little better, but still keep that price range, because they're looking at the price of the Nightingale. It was around just a little bit more than the mega size you could go for. So you're kind of, maybe it's a replacement for the mega size in a way.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get a middle ground where maybe guys like me who don't have like a lot of time to build crazy kits, or maybe younger people who don't have the skills to build the fancier kits, so they can get something big, beautiful, cool without, you know. Yeah.
This might be the answer to a lot of people's pleas. You know, everybody, we see the questions on Gunpla TV every week, like, oh, when are they going to do a Master Grade Kshatriya? When are they going to do a Master Grade Kshatriya? And what they would require to make that inner frame like hold itself up in the Kshatriya.
We had an argument about that.
Yeah, yes, we did every time. Yeah. And now maybe they're going to be able to do a kit like the Kshatriya, because they're going to like not have to worry about a frame. All they have to do is make sure it kind of functions, it stands up. And looking at the display for the Nightingale, it looks like they have come up with a new way of engineering the joints for these bigger kits, so they're meant to like hold their position. Okay. So we won't know until we get our hands on that kit. And also, I think the good thing
is the modifications you can do on those kind of crazy surfaces.
Yeah. Something that big, it's like a big canvas, you can get in there. Lots of pla plate will be on there. So it might look kind of bland at first, because it doesn't have that Master Grade kind of detail that we've come to know, but it will allow people a lot of play room. So.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see what people start doing.
Yeah, so the first one's in September, the Nightingale. And it looks like they're going to kind of do what they do with the real grade, which is every 3 months, every 4 months, because I think the Mark III, you got a Mark III, which is number 2, comes out in December, and then the GPO 4 comes out in March, I think, so there's going to be kind of a 3 month gap. So yeah.
That's good times.
So we'll have just enough time before the next Shizuoka show to show us the next big RE100, which will be number 4.
The Hainu.
Yes, the Master Grade Hainu. That was also the other surprise at the show. We didn't know about it before we showed up. However, I can't say I'm really surprised, because the last 2 Decembers, the big kit of the year was the Sasabi and then the new Gundam, both version cast. So we had those 2 kits released. The only thing that was a surprise for me was that it came out as an August release and not a December release.
Okay, so maybe there's a big thing coming.
That's the thing, like that totally opens up the December slot And the rumor going into Shizuoka, I told you, was they're going to announce a new perfect grade. It's going to be the perfect grade unicorn. It's been announced because apparently someone found some Japanese text off of a blog for somebody who was speculating that maybe he knows something. Okay. And then somebody ran with that, and then it just exploded all over the internet, and the internet had to shut down for
so
like 20
no PG.
minutes.
I mean, we have heard nothing.
Yes, that's the thing. Like we were at the show, and there's no promotional material at all for anything perfect grade. However, that December slot is now open. Please submit your applications. Like it can't be another version Ka because we're getting that in August. So December being the big release, maybe it's going to be something bigger. Which would be?
I mean, I really hope so.
What's bigger than MG version Ka?
PG, baby.
Perfect grade. I know. I kind of.
The Turn X.
Yeah, the Turn X. I love the Turn X. After seeing it at the show, like broken apart, it splits up in those 9 sections. It's going to come with a stand to allow you to pose it like that. And what I didn't realize from just seeing test shots of it is just how big it is. It's tall. It's tall. It's a big guy. The Turn A, which everybody knows, Master Grade number 100, the Turn A, it was there in the same display, and the Turn X just kind of dwarfed it. Like it looked so much bigger and bulkier.
I was thinking when I saw like it separated into its parts, like I was thinking General Grievous for some reason.
Yeah. Star Wars on the brain. Yes, they announced the cast.
The RG
Zgok. I liked it. It looked really good.
Looking,
Just like the Exia there, they've got a whole new frame, so we're going to be getting some new experiences with it.
Yeah.
I don't imagine we're going to see that frame used again, because the RG Zgok is very unique, of course, in its shape and everything, proportions, and I mean there might be some suits that they can use that frame in the future, but I doubt that we're going to see that kind of frame runner again for a long time. Similar to the Exia, we might see something similar if they do a 00 riser or whatever else, but this kind of frame is unique unto itself, which is kind of reflected in that extra 200 yen they add onto the price.
Oh, okay. So. The Bullfighters coming back.
Gonna build fighters.
A lot of excitement.
Couple surprises there. Yes, the fact that they had a huge wall for Gonna Build Fighters was not a surprise.
That show is popular. Like, there's a guy, a part-timer here, and he really enjoys it as well. So it's a popular show.
It is, and they announced that the second series or the new series is underway or in production or whatever that kanji translated to. So I don't have any dates or anything like that yet, but it does mean we're going to be seeing some new episodes, probably some new suits, and some new kits, of course. And the kits we saw at the show, we saw the Goof R35, that looked good. And we saw the Amazing Exia and also that version of the wing that everybody loves and is praying for Master Grade. Which leads me to the next part. I was shocked that we did not see any Master Grade Gundam Build Fighters kits at the show.
Are you surprised?
Yes, so at the Gunpla Expo, they had 3 of them. Boom, boom, boom. And we're like, wow, like they're really doing this. And then within 2 months, they all released. And I thought like Bandai's riding that wave. Like they're going to just push everything out. And there was no new Gundam
Maybe
Build
they
Fighter
were
stuff.
waiting.
Oh, it's possible. I mean, they might be taking a break while they work on the HGs, or they might decide that they're going to hold off until the next series starts and then release right at the beginning, boom, then those MGs from that series.
Actually, that's quite possible.
It's quite possible. You never know with Bandai. I'm sure we're going to see more of them.
Now, we saw the Neo Zeong in life.
We saw the
in living color.
I did.
And it was...
I shook its hand.
It was huge. Now, I read it's going to have 500 pieces. And 500 pieces, which is... I mean, it's huge. I thought it would have like 5 big pieces, but...
well, if you look at the things on the side of it, actually, it was pretty big.
When you look at the rocket packs at the back, it's wow. It's...
Actually, one thing that I didn't realize until after the show is just like how many gimmicks it's gonna have. Like all those rocket pads on the back, whatever, are supposed to like flip over, and I think they can be arms or something. I'm not sure because, and this is disappointing for me, what Bandai showed at the dealer day, those 2 days where only the companies can go, pales in comparison to what Bandai showed during the public days. The 2 public days, if you went during those days, they had that Neo Zeong, they're showing the gimmicks, they're telling you what it can do.
It's surprising they didn't show the dealers. Hey? Yeah,
I was actually quite surprised. Like usually when you go to the Gunpla Expo or Shizuoka and those shows, they have a presentation for the new kit, and usually it's Kishiyama. Kishiyama Sensei is he's the lead designer for one of the project teams in Bandai, and he's telling you about it and what it can do, and you can get to touch it and ask him questions. They didn't have anything like that.
No, it was very
this
static.
year. It was kind of subtle, downplayed a little bit, and I thought, you know, what's up with that? Yeah. Although, you know, Kishiyama-san was there, he was talking about the RE if you asked him questions. But the next day, I guess they did do those kind of presentations. So everybody who went on the public day kind of got like the bonus. They get to see all this extra stuff.
Now, just something. The Neo Xeon is on the site. You can actually order it now. We'll put a link in this episode as well.
Yes, and we were instructed by Bandai just to wait till after the show.
Like, to put it up.
Don't put it up. Don't mention it. Wait till after the show. So it went up within a couple of days once the show ended. And it's a big fella. And there's a picture actually floating around the internet of the box. And for those of you who are wondering how big that box might be, remember the Dendrobium, that big thing that we brought out a couple of times just to kind of play with, that big box? It looks like it's going to be bigger than that.
So yeah, expect shipping to be... I mean, on our side it's listed around...
I don't know. Yeah, the kit is 20,000. Yeah, it's actually quite cheap. But the shipping...
You get our price. But with shipping,
Yeah.
Now, the other kit I quite enjoyed was the big Yamato from the Yamato series.
That was big, hey? Like you walk towards that corner of the booth, Bandai booth, and to get there you have to pass the Nobunaga the Fool and the Pat Labor, and those are pretty cool. But then you see that 1/1000 like enormous
very nicely
thing
done up as well.
Just sitting there in the middle of like everything.
Now, I don't know if people remember, but when I first started on Gunpla TV, I built the Yamato. Was it the 1/300?
Yeah, it was. It
was kind of sizable. I mean, a really good starter kit.
Yeah,
1/500.
The Bandai.
Yeah, a very fun build as my first build, and I just seeing that, tempting. But yeah, we'll have to see how many we're getting stock, what the pricing is like. It's actually on our site as well.
Box. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be cool.
But yeah, that's anything else you wanted to mention from
Shizuoka? Not really. I think we covered most everything. I mean, we didn't see Kotobukiya there. They weren't at the show. I was hoping we'd see a new Zoids, but no. We did see Hasegawa, and we tried to look at the
That's some very nice Macross kits coming out. The one where you can choose your colors.
Yeah.
One thing I was disappointed about was actually nothing about a 3.0. I mean, is that dead? I haven't heard anything.
Well, that's what I thought we would hear at the show, but it turned out it was going to be the Hainu that's going to be the August release. I thought, you know, there is a chance we're going to see the Zaku 2 3.0 as the August release for this year, which would make sense because last year was the ARC-72 3.0, and no, it wasn't there.
Maybe it wasn't as
surprised,
popular.
but not disappointed because the Hainu looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just had such a great time with the 3.0, but it was a tricky kit. So maybe they just had too many complaints. I don't know.
I don't know what Bandai's strategy is with that because, like, it's a winner. That kit is a winner.
Yeah. No,
it was such a good kit, and I thought it would herald this dawn of just 3.0 everything because they've got enough 2.0 kits they could just 3.0 them, and they've got enough RG kits they could just use that as a template in 3.0 whatever MG they want. And I thought we would just see this continuous string of 3.0 kits. But no, it hasn't happened yet.
Crickets.
So
sadly.
Maybe it's, I don't know what Bandai is going to do.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not dead.
No, it'll be around.
You're going to talk about your RG, yeah?
I'm going to talk about the Exia. We've already built the torso and the legs. So we're going to look at the head, the shoulders, and the arms today and kind of finish that up. There's some tricky parts I want to mention to some people.
Sweet.
So that will require me to get some stuff set up here. Okay. So give me a few minutes. Okay, this is how far we got last time. Now I'm not doing the full build, of course. I just want to show the tricky areas or the interesting areas. Usually that involves like these stickers and plastic effect parts as well. And they're hidden in here as well. With the arms, they're very similar to the legs. You can see I've got one arm completed here. And there is the blue kind of clear plastic strip in there, as well as the effect part here. There's a sticker underneath that. And I'll actually show you how the arm goes together because I've kind of started the basic here. You can see I've got the sticker on there already. I've got the foil sticker on there. So now it's just a matter of getting this blue part in place and then securing everything together. So I will take this blue part off. Remember to be very careful. These aren't stickers, so they'll come off pretty easily. And then you'll probably lose them. But that's usually just me. So now when you are building this, I've kept the hand on just so you can see that it's an arm. You're not meant to keep it on though. You can actually pull it off and give yourself some more room to work on. That's what the manual advises you do anyway. So sliding this in from the top, let it rest there, and then use my little design knife and kind of pop one end in. So you really need to kind of hold it. If you put this in first, sorry I'm backtracking a bit, if you put this in first without putting on this side armor piece, you kind of have to hold this clear blue part with both fingers. However, if you put this gray piece on first, you only have to hold one side of this blue plastic piece as you put it into place. So that's why I did it this way. So let's get it in here. Come on, you. Here we go. And once that is in, you can start putting on the white parts. Now, the white part for this side just goes on top here, but you actually need to put in the clear part first. It's very small, but it's cut to fit that shape, so it will line up properly for you. And there's actually two really small bits that kind of stick out the top of it. That actually helps to fit into the underside of this to hold it in place. So if I've got this lined up properly, I can just drop it on and it will go in place. There you go. It's on. Hope everybody saw that. And now the other side is, of course, just to drop this on here. There are a couple other parts like for the cuff as well as the top here, but I want to talk about these parts because this part is very interesting. When you put that part on, you can see it's got this little edge that sticks out there, and I thought, what is this, a gate mark? Did I forget to cut this off? What happened here? And I looked again and note that edge is supposed to be there, but it's not something you deal with until you come back to the build after you're building the shoulders. So, you know, that little piece is going to have to stay there for a little bit longer, but you do need to make sure that the gate is trimmed properly, because when it comes time to use it, this little peg later in the build, it has to be fit perfectly with the piece that goes on. So with this arm done, we can talk about the shoulders, because the shoulders are the next part, and they're also kind of interesting. Like I've got this shoulder built here, and you can see that this little piece of strip kind of hangs out. I mean, it's a simple design, it goes together easily, but because the pieces are quite small, it can be a little tricky. You can see I've got the parts here that I will need along with this strip. So here's all the parts that I need, and sure enough, it's easy to just, you know, drop that frame part in there. But when you start using this piece here, now you have to note that there's these two squares here, but they're different sizes. So I'm going to pull this off, this last one here, pop out those little blue squares to leave the gap. Come on, buddy. Now I don't know how well everybody can see that, but there's those the little squares removed to create that opening. So with this part, you actually have to kind of thread it up and in, if that makes sense. So it actually is meant to go up here and hook around this little peg that kind of sticks out. Very similar to what you did when you build the torso in that piece there. It comes up, sorry, this side, and then it's meant to hook on. So you might need your knife to kind of get it to bend enough that it hooks on there, or your tweezers. If I was smart, I'd have those with me right now. Come on. Now, a little difficult when I'm doing the wrong end here. That's the problem when you're working so far away, trying to get it on camera here. So, get on there. Get that on there. Okay. Once you get it on, don't like play around with it, because it will come off easily. What you need to do is secure it in place with not this part. Like this part will go on, but this strip will not be secured yet. So let's get this part on anyway. I'm trying to go carefully here. So this strip can still come off. It's not held in place because you can actually see this peg here. If this thing were to come off, it would slide out and you'd be trying to thread it in again, or having to take the shoulder apart and start again. But what holds it in place is actually the top part. Here's the top, and we drop it in like so, and push it on there until you hear that little click, and now it's in. It's being held in. It's not going to come off. It's actually very strong. You know, you can wing the shoulder around just by the strip. Now to get these onto the kit, first you have to put the arms on. So I've got the kit here, and just like normal RGs, you kind of bend this peg back, stick your arm on, snap, click it back in. We'll do that with this side. I don't have any side armor on, so it's quite easy. And the Exia design actually gives you a lot of room to move, so it is easy to get this part on. And then when you drop the shoulders on from the top, you will see I have the strip, and that is meant to go on the peg I mentioned previously. You have to get this onto here. And yeah, you can bend it and put it in position, but it's not going to stay like that. Like, you need another piece to hold it on, and that's where one of the smallest pieces you're going to be working with comes into play here. So if you can see it, it's right down here, this part. You have to be very careful when you're cutting it off, of course, and try to get the gate marks like off, like be as precise as possible when you cut this part off, because if there is any gate marks, you won't be able to push it down into place. My cut looks pretty good, and for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and slap this on here. I wish I had smaller fingers, but here we go. Snap, click, and there it is, it's on. Push it on there, and now you have this shoulder arm kind of combo. They will work somewhat together, and the strip will flex as it moves, which is cool. But you'll get to a certain part here, and what I found with the Exia, especially once you put all this shoulder armor on here, once you do the torso with all its armor, the shoulder might only go to this part, but if you keep pushing the arm, what happens is, where's my other arm here? This plastic here actually pushes up against the underside of the shoulder, and you will end up with your shoulder kind of popping off. And if that happens, it's kind of funny because the shoulder is then held on by that strip, and you'll end up with this thing just kind of floating around there. So be careful when you're first playing around with it to find the extent of the range that he can go, and then you'll realize, you know, just how much movement you do have in the arm, and you won't overdo it. Okay, so all that's really left to show you is the head of this guy, and that's pretty interesting as well. It's going to take me a little bit to set it up and get all those small parts in place, but just give me some time and I'll be right back with you. Alright, now here's the Exia head, or I guess half a head. You can see I've left some parts off, obviously. I did get the face mask on along with the frame parts, and I did put one side on here. You can see I've got that on there. There's that sticker there as well, just like right here. And I left this other side off for two reasons, actually, because first I want to show you this piece, and if you look carefully you can see there's this yellow piece inside. This piece is very, very small. You have to make sure you trim it very precisely to get it in place, but it will stay if you do it properly. It's not going to come out, so that's good, and it looks really good, right? But getting this on the Exia, sure, it's easy. You just kind of push it together, right? Click, done. Well, no, because if you look at the top here, you can see that there is one of these blue strips. The same strips we've been using on the torso, arms, and legs. Now it has to go in the head. But it's not easy because the Exia's head isn't flat. Right here, it is curved. And this piece that you get, which I have still here on the sheet here, it's flat. So where is it? Came right off. Okay. There it is. It's flat. You can see there's the curve, right? That is meant to like fit into this part, and you can see there's this little tab here, a little like edge that sticks up. That is what plugs into the frame part here. So plugging it in, being very careful, of course. Yeah, it fits. I mean, yeah, it fits, right? But it's not curved yet. It still lies flat. You have to find a way to kind of hold both ends down while you slide the armor part on from the side. And that can be tricky. Like, rather than trying to hold both at the same time and push when your finger's in the way, that's probably not going to work. What I ended up doing is kind of doing one side at a time. Like this side near the front is thinner, so I'm going to work on that first and then do the back part. So what I do, instead of just pushing this on evenly, I kind of push it on at an angle, like so, because I want it to trap the first part, the thin part, and hold it in place. so I can do the next parts. Come on. It is tricky. Like, I think the only complaints I really read about the Exia is just fumbling around with these small effect parts, or sorry, transparent parts, whatever you want to call them. For the most part, it's an RG build, RG quality, but you're spending a lot of time on these kind of finicky little areas. But the thing is, because it's RG, it looks so good once you get it right. So I really want to get it right. Come on, you. It's difficult to line up, of course. So get it just to kind of sit there. Kind of sits there. I'm going to need to be able to apply pressure, so I want to make sure my hands are in a good position. So I've got this part in now. You can see that this part still sticks up. It is going to be tough. So I will kind of gently prod into place there as I close glue. And there it is. It is on. I've done it. I hope everybody can see that because I don't want to take it apart and do it again. And once you get that on, then you can just start dropping on the, the head, top part of the head. Here we go. And there are a couple clear green parts as well that need to kind of drop onto here. There is a little hollow right here made specifically for this little edge on the green part. So once you do get the alignment properly, it's just easy enough to just go bloop and push it in, and the fit is great, of course, so it's not coming out. So we'll do the other side as well. Click, there it goes. Now the V-fin and the side parts are on the E-runner, and it's easy enough just to cut this off. You'll end up with, sorry, a little bit of an undergrade here. Yeah, that is easy enough to take it off as well. I'll just do a quick one here. But one thing I wanted to show everybody is the part for the side here. Like, look at the size of that gate mark. That's huge. So you're going to have to be kind of attentive to it so that you can clean it up. Because to get this far in your Exia, I mean, you finished the whole body and now you're working on the head, the last part of it, and you have this giant gate mark, and it's a lot step. Like, you want to make sure that you get it as clean as possible. So go slowly. That looks clean. Could have been cleaner, but that's just how it goes when you do it on camera. Get that in place. Now there's these little teeth that stick out in there, and that just slides into these gaps here really, really simply. It actually works really well. It's very strong. Like, when you start putting these kind of fins or whatever on the side, there's always that worry that they're just going to kind of slide off when you move the kit around. But with the fit that the Bandai has with their design here, you don't have to have any of those worries. So putting on the V-fin last here, again, it's just kind of the same thing. There it goes in place, and there is your Exia head, all done. All right, that wraps up the Exia, or the tricky parts I thought I'd show. So everybody, you've been forewarned. Forewarned is forearmed.
We have some comments and questions from previous episodes.
Yep.
So let's get started. I am Strike Freedom.
Nice name.
Yeah. Seeing as Exia is one of my favorite suits of all time, it's the name of all my electronic gear, i.e. computer, camera, etc., and my death metal band.
Nice. Exia!
It's kind of cool, actually. It actually sounds like a death metal. I really wanted this kit, and like seeing this episode and how cool the frame was, I went ahead and ordered it. My first RG. Can't wait.
All right, good choice.
Nice choice.
Get in the RG line with the Exia. That's what I always say. Like, find the suit you like and build that. And then if you enjoy it, you'll build more. If you don't enjoy it, well, you might not go back. But
I just think it's cool. It's the name of a death metal band. Slater, for you.
It's been a long time since I've been to a metal show.
Yeah, well, especially I'm in death metal.
I gotta get my mosh pit chops back.
Slater, for you.
Yep.
Hey Sid, about those plastic parts for the RG Exia. If I remember correctly, when I built my MG Exia, those plastic parts were not as secure as they are on the RG. They're bigger parts with a hologram-like effect on them, no foil stickers behind them, but they relied completely on armor parts to just hold them. I remember a few times during construction where I was forced to search the floor for them after they fell off the kit.
Yes. So
that's plastic model building.
That's right.
On
Well,
the
I haven't built the MG Exia, and as I was building the RG, I thought, how does it compare? Like, of course, I can imagine it because of other kits I've built in both lines, but I thought, you know, what would Bandai do for this area here if it was an MG, and how would that work? So there you go. Somebody actually commented and let me know to like clean my floor if I ever do the MG Exia.
The amount of parts I've lost on my floor is such.
You gotta clean them up. Daughter starts moving around.
Yeah. Awesome giveaways this week. I hope I win this time, Lord. By the way, it's nice to see you guys again. Syd and Ryan, what's the next RG you want to see? Just curious to know. Look, I would like to see a Kshatriya, but there are a lot of logistical reasons why that will never happen.
Well, don't never say never with Bandai, but which RG would I like to see? That's a good question. I would like to see, there's a couple, and when you think of how Bandai releases their RGs, it's still relatively new, and they kind of go with like the big suits from the series. So you've seen a lot of Syd and the protagonist suits in the Exia from 00. So thinking protagonist suit, like I would like to see like a unicorn, but making that transform in its destroy mode might be a little tricky. I think Bandai could probably do it, but I think it might get kind of expensive, similar to the Zeta. I'd like to see maybe an Astray Red Frame. Ooh. And I would like to see the Riser, the 00 Riser, because I really like that MG, and I think it would be an awesome.
Actually, those are nice choices.
RG.
Actually,
yeah, of course they are. I'll take anything.
Yeah.
RG's awesome. Just give me many.
I'd shed a tear for 3.0s. I thought they'd be like the next RG kind of series.
Yeah.
You know? Reaper of Time. That's another death metal band, isn't it? Awesome episode. Love how the Exia looks. Can't wait to see the finished kit. Syd, not using tweezers like a boss.
Like a boss.
And then a reply was, tweezers are too mainstream.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tweezers are for wimps. No, actually, as I was putting these pieces together, I thought, you know, I should really find my tweezers. But I was moving. So.
Next, Granilis. So, Syd, do you think there is going to be any other 00 RGs? At least something not piloted by
Setsuna?
Setsuna, at least.
So the answer is yes and no. I think we're going to see more RGs, preferably the the 00, the Riser. I think we'll see those, maybe the Quanta, but we're probably not going to see any of the grunt suits or the bad guys.
Yeah, no one there.
It's probably just going to be the protagonist suit only, seeing as that's how they've kind of done it so far. We haven't seen any kind of obscure RG yet.
No. Hatter, hey all. Hi all, I just finished watching all the previous episodes and love the show.
140 episodes?
Yeah.
And whatever else, specials? Hardcore.
Yeah, I just ordered, that's what we need, a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And all I got was this t-shirt. I just ordered my first MG.
And all I got was this t-shirt.
Yeah, and the Strike Rouge Otori. I was curious what the best color for panel lining would be, since Robert 8184 used brown and some other videos show black. I was wondering which would be the best on that kind of pink armor. Any ideas would be most welcome, and keep up the good work.
I guess it's all about contrast. Like a lot of people use black because black will bring out those panel lines on any color. So I tend to use mostly gray when I'm doing panel lines on lighter colors, but I'll have to move to black if I'm using it working on a darker color. And then when you get into those weird shades you don't see much of, like pink, then maybe going to a brown panel line would work. But it also depends like kind of what effect you're looking for and everything else. So usually those Gundam panel line markers, they go on and come off easy. So if you want, you can experiment. And
a lot of people swear by the gray.
No, I like the gray. I think it's easier to clean up. If you make a mistake, the black is a little bit thicker. It will streak a little bit, but I like the gray.
And Syd does a good job.
Sometimes.
That's all the questions for today. So Syd,
I have a giveaway.
Yes.
Let's not forget. We're giving away the RG Zaku.
That's very cool.
It's only kind of half built, so and we're giving away the 00 Riser. Somebody has to put it back together. So we had 578 comments, Ryan. 578. That's almost 579 comments.
That's crazy.
So I went to Mr. Random Number Generator.
Yeah. .com.
Random.org is what I use.
Sorry.
I highly recommend it. I thought it would pick some crazy number and have to scroll down the list of comments to find the right one. But that wasn't the case, because random.org, Mr. Random Number Generator, hooked me up with number 6. So I could see it right there in the first
scroll.
So Mr. Luber, he said on May 8th.
Yeah.
Wow! I wish I can win this one.
Wow,
and there you go. You did. That's all it takes. So, I will be emailing you through the site.
What does this one look like?
Did we not show it last time? I'll be emailing you through the site.
Just a reminder.
Right now he looks like that.
Well, okay.
Be prepared to put them together. It's half the fun, right?
Yeah, no, that's why people buy the kits.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, if you want to win, you need to go to hobbylink.tv to the episode and leave a comment.
Yep.
And you have a good chance, 1 in 500. Depending.
How much time between episodes.
Yes. Sometimes 1 in 300.
Okay.
Of winning some very cool kits.
That's right. This next one, Gundam UC episode 7. Came out in theaters.
Yes, it did.
Only a couple days ago.
In Japan only.
In Japan, it came out in theaters and of course
some
in the
theaters
videos, whatever. And I totally forgot about it because I was focusing on Shizuoka, but I was walking down the street in my little town, and we have a movie theater there, very close to where I live, and I saw somebody walking away eating popcorn from a bag that had a unicorn on it. I said, oh yeah, that's right. Gundam UC is out. So to celebrate the release of Gundam UC number 7, we're going to give away a Gundam UC Master Grade kit. Here's the Delta Plus. Cool. Delta Plus. This guy, I built him. He's looking magnificent.
Wow,
he's so sexy, this guy.
That's a very nice
He transforms.
Can I?
Oh, Ryan.
Sorry.
Don't break it.
Have to put that on.
Put it away.
All right, I'll put him away before I make your life harder.
There you go. Okay, and also we're going non-Gundam on this one. We're going to give you the Super Robot Wars Side Blaster that we built on the show. Man, how long ago was that?
Can we have a look?
Yeah,
Let's have a look. I'm trying to remember this guy.
I think we only did kind of, there you go. Dun, dun, dun. He's blue.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Don't worry, he's got all the wings and everything in here, as well as the manual, and his swords and whatever else. So we're going to give away this guy as well. Super Robot Wars, not just Gundam.
Nice prizes.
Okay, so Ryan's already said what you had to do, but I will remind you.
Yeah, remind.
Gunpla TV episode 149. With this episode, you have to leave a comment, whatever you want to say. No spam though, because I will find you, and I'll draw it. And if you're the winner, I contact you.
And one thing we didn't mention from the show was the Canon printer, where you get a.
Oh yeah. They had a promotion. Like I've seen the Canon printers before.
Yeah.
For those people who don't know, Canon makes Gundam printers. Like it has the same colors scheme as Gundam. So at the Kara Hobby event I went to like a year ago, almost, they had like the RX-72 printer is white with all the trimming, and they have the Tarzaku printer. It's red with the markings as well. And I guess I don't know if it's selling well or not, but they're doing a promotion. Canon is, and you can get a limited edition mega size Tarzaku in special colors.
So mega sizes are still.
Maybe they just had excess of them.
Yeah,
no.
Canon's like, do you have any Gundam?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like. I imagine it's just markings you just put onto the Tarzaku, but it did look pretty cool because it's like. It's not just like a little Canon word there. It's like this whole like splash of paint and color up the side of it and stuff like that.
And the printer looked good. Cool. It was red and
black.
Well,
it's a good printer. I mean, it's not the cheap printer.
But you can't get these overseas, and we don't sell them. Maybe we should start selling them. But anyway.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Tie-ins are
just a reminder, we have a blog and Facebook and a YouTube channel. You're welcome to like us and comment, and we try our best to get back to you.
Join the community.
Yeah. Join us.
There you go. Now that Shizuoka is finished, the Bandai will get back to putting out the kits again. They kind of stopped leading up to Shizuoka. So next month, June, Turn X. Oh, I'm already excited. And various other things that we are going to be showing. We still have to show Virtual On because there's a kit coming next month as well, which we want to talk about. And whatever else we can squeeze onto the show. All right?
Yep.
See you later.
See ya.